Muay Thai national champion of Finland and Brazilian jiu-jutsu black belt, Riku Leinonen, makes his awaited professional MMA debut tonight. Leinonen loves to put serious power and bad intentions behind everything he does in the cage. The Swiss-Tunisian Melek Aouissaoui is a dangerous grappler with a powerful punching game, always looking to pose a threat with his all-round submission arsenal. Beach party people, let's kick off the pro fights with a bang. Riku Leinonen versus Melek Aouissaoui.
To the blue corner, Melek Aouissaoui.
And now we have Melek Aouissaoui making his way into the cage here tonight, representing both Switzerland and Tunisia, fighting at a Fight Factory Lausanne. This gentleman is a dangerous submission fighter, and while newly professional, still has the ability to wrestle and grapple with the best of them. Of course, has power in both of those hands and is a strong clinch fighter.
Yeah, Aouissaoui is he's like you said, he's a submission fighter, but don't underestimate his striking. He's maybe not the most orthodox striker, but he is aggressive and wild. And paired with that threat of takedown and the submission offense, his striking is very formidable. And I think in this matchup, Riku Leinonen is the national champion, and he's in Muay Thai, he's a BJJ black belt. But what pro MMA tends to bring those, when you train and you fight Muay Thai, your opponents fight Muay Thai. But Melek Aouissaoui he's a good striker, but he's not really like a Muay Thai striker or boxer. He's that sort of unorthodox mixed martial arts striker with the dangerous grappling. So I think that possesses the different kind of threat to most of the strikers. Like if you look at UFC, you see like British Duplessis or someone who's very, very unorthodox with his technique, but he's still highly effective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even if you have fundamental striking, as long as you have fundamental striking and you can put a bit of power into that, the ability to transition into grappling exchanges changes everything, right? And that's, I think, of course, what we'll see here tonight is that he has great grappling and he does have good, solid fundamental striking, perhaps a bit unorthodox, as you mentioned. That's enough to make it dangerous.
To the red corner, Riku Leinonen.
Here we have Riku Leinonen making his walk to the cage. This man is a Muay Thai national champion and a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. So when we say that he's making his professional MMA debut, that doesn't quite tell the whole story. This gentleman, as his shirt indicated, is a fighter.
And he's one of the few Muay Thai fighters in Finland who have fought small gloves. So this is also not his first time striking in mixed martial arts gloves. I think one of the most highly anticipated professional debuts of this year. He may be raw and new to professional mixed martial arts, but when it comes to fighting in general, he is extremely experienced and versatile. He's based, like he started with BJJ, worked his way all the way to the national championship, winning Finnish Open tournaments and so forth, and then picked up a new challenge, switched to Muay Thai, and won national championship in that too. So that just tells you the level of danger and level of talent that Riku Leinonen possesses.
Yeah, the way that he likes to challenge himself, how he views himself as a competitor and as a fighter. Now we have to tell on the tape and we see that there's a very slight height advantage and a bit of a pronounced reach advantage for Melek Aouissaoui. Otherwise, Riku Leinonen, of course, making his debut, but Aouissaoui not that much more experience, at least in this particular sport.
In the blue corner, Swiss-based Tunisian fighter with a professional record of 1 win, weighing 84 kilos, fighting out of Lausanne, Switzerland, Melek Aouissaoui. And in the red corner, Vasa-based Finnish fighter in his pro debut, weighing 83.2 kilos, fighting out of Vasa, Finland, Riku Leinonen.
Here we go, just seconds away from the mixed martial arts debut of Riku Leinonen as he takes on Melek Aouissaoui. We have the black shorts for Aouissaoui and Leinonen in the red and black trunks here tonight in the Pizzi Arena. This is a very highly anticipated matchup, at least for me, looking at this, with Leinonen's rich experience in both grappling and Muay Thai, and Aouissaoui, of course, being a potent grappler. I'm wondering, will this play out on the feet, and then how do you have that traditional kind of Muay Thai background pairing off against that MMA striking, as you said?
And both guys are facing a bit of unknown territory here because, like I said, they're relatively inexperienced. They're in professional MMA. There's not a lot of footage on either one of the guys. And this is what I mean with Melek. Like, you can see he's maybe not the most orthodox fighter, but
he's urgent and he's throwing. And he's powering forward. And of course, he's got Leinonen shelling up here, which is very dangerous. Because if one of those gets through, it could be lights out. And he is putting a pace on here. And Leinonen has yet to get his feet under him, so to speak. And
he's throwing heavy hooks.
Absolutely, and he's cracking Leinonen. Leinonen really needs to be cautious here, employ good defense, and actually get something of his own off to get a bit of respect from Aouissaoui.
But this is not Leinonen's first rodeo in this kind of situation, and you can really see that. Even though he's getting hit, he's still looking and trying to counter between the shots. And that was a smart move, looking for a clinch. But man, Aouissaoui is starting fast and aggressive.
Yeah, a lot of
now Leinonen
fire and
transferring to the heel hook.
Yeah, I think maybe it's easy to forget when Leinonen is a composed striker, so to speak, that he does also have that Brazilian jiu-jutsu.
I don't remember when I've seen a start this aggressive in any fight.
Yeah, that was wild. He came through just throwing hell and leather. Whoa, that would have been potentially an illegal strike to my knowledge. Maybe he's just telling me.
Nice upkick by Leinonen.
You're never safe here. Yeah, that was a good upkick. Leinonen wanting to regain the feet, and he's able to. And he's trying to clinch here. Oh, lands a right hand of his own, it looks like. And a leg kick, but that big right hand coming through.
Yeah, Melek has countered that naked leg kick a few times.
Melek now fighting at
good body kick. The first body kick, I think that might have hurt Melek a little bit. And now you can definitely see Melek slowing down, at least for a moment. But
yeah, caught that leg though, and took him to the mat. Now he's in the top position. Let's see what Leinonen's able to do.
Leinonen, at least thus far, using his Brazilian jiu-jitsu defensively. And now he starts to move, see if he can make something happen, or does he just...
heavy shots by...
Yeah, does he just eat those heavy shots and then look to regain the feet?
I think in these situations it's smart for Aouissaoui to kick the legs a little bit, take a little bit of time, take a few breaths before starting that ultra-aggressive offense again.
Yeah, absolutely. But we did see that it was effective, right?
Yeah.
He was able to get Leinonen shelling up and not really then putting much offense of his own. And I think that that's a very, very good approach from Aouissaoui. Ooh, and a good solid kick to the midsection there. And again, but that's caught and he's swept to the mat. Hard shots, and they're getting through.
And what you guys couldn't see before the start of the fight, when Riku Leinonen was walking out, Melek Aouissoui's cornerman, Katalin Safta, was hyping him up during the whole walkout.
Yeah,
like you could
it's a
see
good
him
effect.
pumped, and he was like yelling at him and getting him ready to start fast. So you can obviously see that this is not just a random act of like him going all out and crazy in the first round. I think this was definitely planned, a part of the game plan. Maybe they've seen Leinonen be a slow starter and they wanted to make a statement since the beginning and get him like on the back foot and off guard and not get him kind of like out of his comfort zone.
Yeah. I mean, basically, through speed and violence of action, you're able to kind of get him unable to find a comfort zone. But he seems to have found it now, though he eats a right hand.
Yeah, but that was a heavy left hook by Leinonen to start off that combination. And I think he was doing very well with the knees and the clinch. So,
and he has bloodied Aouissaoui.
Ooh, heavy uppercut.
Oh, and a good kick to the body. I think this is pulling away now in favor of Leinonen in these last few moments.
And you can see Aouissoui's shots are getting wider and wider. So it's for an experienced striker like Leinonen, yeah, the pace is insanely high, and he's probably getting tired too. But once those shots get wider and wider, it's easier for him to read that defensively.
Yeah. And he's getting more comfortable as time wears on. He's getting the kind of tempo down of Aouissaoui, and Aouissaoui is maybe slowing a bit. And maybe rather than taking his concerted approach, falling back into his natural approach.
And I think that it was obvious that Aouissoui's game plan was to get him out there fast, get Leinonen, catch him off guard, get him out fast, and that didn't work. So it will be very interesting to see the start of round 2 as Leinonen is still there.
Yeah,
so,
Leinonen is getting comfortable, and Aouissaoui, is it possible that he dumped too much energy in that first round? I think so. When you start that ferociously, that's a dangerous approach.
Seconds out.
But I'm excited for this second round to see, now that they've both settled in a bit, who starts to press the advantage. There appears to be a glove malfunction of some kind on the right hand of Aouissaoui. Leinonen waiting patiently, but the official here is retaping the glove.
And not any official. Jukapanen, cage matchmaker, the matchmaking wizard of Northern Europe.
Absolutely. A lot of respect for that gentleman. He's brought us a lot of really incredible cards and a lot of great matchups.
Like this one.
Like this one, exactly. Compelling from start to finish, whether it's due to the pace or whether it's due to now the unknown quantities here of how is Aouissoui's gas tank versus the comfort now of Leinonen, as he seemed to have settled into more of a rhythm at the end of that first round. And now he's pressing forward a bit. Still a bit hesitant. I think he recognizes the danger that Aouissaoui poses, but he's got better reads. Just beautiful Muay Thai though.
Yeah, great combinations by Leinonen. You can really see the experience of him standing and staying calm in these exchanges.
Yeah, but that Muay Thai pace does feel familiar. We talked about this a little bit earlier, actually, and it is like a little bit less explosive and a little more, we'll call it stable, but persistent. Good shots there, and he's reading the length and distance pretty well, this Leinonen. Aouissaoui trying to work that jab there.
I think that's one thing that Leinonen shouldn't do anymore is that naked leg kick, because Aouissaoui is countering it almost every time. A great shot, but couldn't quite keep his hands together, so end up in the clinch. Ooh, great shots by Leinonen.
I really love how Leinonen kept punching through.
And now he's landing heavy. And those small strikes, especially off of a clinch exchange, they can be very, very, very dangerous because you're usually a bit off guard as you exit clinch.
Right.
At least most athletes are when they get tired.
Yeah, they're looking to kind of establish a safe distance or a comfortable distance, and they're not focused on keeping their hands up. Aouissaoui again enters and is able to get Leinonen into the mat.
Great drive on that takedown. And I think that was a smart move because now Leinonen was starting to pressure him and land the better shots. So I think that was a very, very smart move to do.
Yeah, and even if he's not able to do anything specific with this, if he's able to tax the gas tank.
But he needs to be careful. Leinonen is working for a triangle here.
Yeah, of course. I think, don't forget, that man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Yeah. And a national champion. Not just
That's
any,
dangerous.
not just a random black belt. He's a national champion.
Well, I wouldn't call any black belt a random black belt, but I guess at this level.
But there are different levels to that, so.
I guess I've got just so much respect for that level of dedication to the sport. But it just, of course, yourself being a former professional, like, you know the levels of this game.
An accidental up kick landed while Melek was still grounded. Riku was trying to kick the body, but that slipped up and landed to the head.
Leinonen gets to the feet, looks to meet him in the center and find an opening. Oh, and Aouissaoui snatches that leg. Let's see if he's able to do anything with it. And chained into the striking. That was exactly what we were talking about. Having fundamental striking, but the ability to really make things dynamic by mixing in the grappling can be to your advantage. Is to your advantage.
Ooh, great timing with the takedown.
And again, that naked
leg kick.
Yep. Yeah, really good read on that.
Because in pure Muay Thai context, and I'm not saying that doesn't work in MMA, it can if you time it well and so forth, but in pure Muay Thai context, you can kind of just throw that out there, especially with big gloves and your own guard with the counter right hand, because most of the athletes like block it with the shin block, so you kind of set up other moves with that. But in MMA, if people have good timing, they just throw like heavy counter shots, and now Leinonen is going for a triangle, and that seems to be locked in. That's tight. Yeah, that's tight.
1 minute remaining. Let's see, is Aouissaoui able to survive this round?
Yeah, he's the what a great finish by Riku Leinonen. And what a great fight. Think about the start to this pro card, man. That was a great fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, a testament to that matchmaking by Mr. Leinonen.
Yeah,
that was absolutely phenomenal. That was exciting, and there was a lot of questions going into that. And I think that the way that this progressed over time really just made it an exceptional fight to watch for me, because every moment I had questions of how was one of these gentlemen going to adapt to the game of the other. And I think what we really saw here was that Leinonen was able to have an effective offense with his Muay Thai, and he was also able to effectively grapple. Yeah. But his ability to mix those two together really took time to develop during the fight.
And if I ask Steve now, are you a fan of Riku Leinonen show?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I have to say, because he's a contracted cage fighter, so throughout 2025, you will see him compete at least 4 times. So in every single cage event that we have booked so far this year. So
that's very exciting for me, because again, looking at that Muay Thai, very beautiful display of it, and also looking at the Jiu-Jitsu, again, a gorgeous display of that sport. But how does he evolve and blend those two together over time to come up with a more complete mixed martial arts game? That, I think, was, the area where Aouissaoui was able to have success was in those areas where he didn't quite know how to blend them together. He was finding his openings.
Yeah, I agree. Like countering with moves very usual to mixed martial arts, but not so common in Muay Thai and BJJ.
Yeah. But again, that was not sufficient because he was able to get him to the ground, sure, but then we saw, oh yeah, this guy's got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. This guy's a national champion.
And that was a beautiful triangle.
And
great job
him.
by Riku Leinonen.
So much joy in his face there. Let's go to the official decision now with the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends after 4 minutes and 11 seconds of the second round. Winner by triangle choke, Riku Leinonen!
There you have it, victorious by way of triangle choke in the second round. A lot of people in Vasa tonight are going to be celebrating. We'll go now to the interview with Riku Leinonen and Melek.
Riku, onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto. Pakko kysyä tuosta ottelun alusta, että yllätytkö yhtään, kun kaveri tuli aika kovaa päälle siinä eka erän alussa?
Vähän oli oletettavissa, mutta yllätti se, että tuli hyvin läpi sieltä lyönnit. Ja itse oli ehkä vähän, mutta pää kesti ja leuka kesti ja siitä saatiin sitten kaverillekin vähän osumia, niin sehän meni hemmetin hyvin. Hauskaa oli. Kiitos Melek.
Ensimmäinen ammattilaisottelu. Minkälaisella gameplanilla lähdit tähän pro-debyyttiin?
No oikeastaan se mun vahvuus ehkä se monipuolisuus, mitä mä oon hokenut tässä, että pystyy hakemaan hyvin ja vaihtelemaan niitä lyöntejä, mutta toi matto on jäänyt kaikille ehkä ei unholaan, mutta siis niin onnistuu siellä, että ei ole niin härässä siellä vieraalla maalla, että on kaikille jotakin itsessään. Että mahtavaa oli. Kiitos.
Hyvin se näytti taittuva, onneksi olkoon. Riku Leinonen.
All right, Alexi, fill me in.
He said that he was expecting Melek to come out hard, but not quite that hard. And he was surprised how well those punches came through his guard. But he was happy that he was able to showcase his full skill set. And he said, yeah, he has a bit of striking, has a bit of grappling, something for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we go to our brief intermission, and you will see the Cage Top 5 knockouts here tonight. Something exciting to fill that little bit of time while we get the main portion of our card here tonight started. Thank you so much for joining us for this first half, and we'll see you in just a moment.